grabs you in Soho and instantly regrets it.
I'm touching she's okay. She tried to touch my feet up and she tried to grab my dick. I said, whoa.
Which one?
Did he bang the team? Did he bang the team, bro?
Nothing violent happened. She's on the floor, crying like a child because she couldn't take no for an answer when she tried grabbing him in places that she shouldn't have been.
This is what you can tell about a man based on his height.
Oh, let me try. Here's what you can tell about a woman based on her weight.
It's disrespectful if your boyfriend likes other girls' bikini pictures.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Disrespectful?
Yeah. Totally disrespectful.
Okay. Do you post bikini pictures?
Oh yeah, of course.
Is that not disrespectful to him?
Wait, no.
Why is
no,
it? Why
no,
not?
No, no,
But
no,
why?
it's not.
Why?
It seems like a lot of things are perfectly acceptable until a man does it. These double standards they have are a part of the long list of reasons why men are walking away from them in large numbers.
You want to know what men want? We hate the fact that y'all don't take accountability. You rather shut down, flip the script, start crying, turn red, act like you can't breathe and you gonna die and you got the hiccups, the invisible hiccups.
You're right.
We hate that. It is so annoying.
He ain't lying.
Because
right.
it's rare y'all ever wrong. And then the one time you wrong, you gonna die from it.
Right. You're right.
We gotta admit we wrong even when we not.
You
We gotta admit we wrong all the time. So on the one rare occasion when you wrong, why y'all don't want to take accountability?
It's huge.
Like, you ain't been wrong in 3,000 arguments. You don't find that suspicious?
On the podcast, they might agree with him and say you're right. But we know off the podcast, they most likely never think they're wrong, since we also know that their actions rarely line up with their words.
So when girls say yes, they mean yes. But when they say yes, they also mean no. When they say no, they sometimes mean no, but they sometimes also mean yes.
Yes.
Or it could be a maybe, but maybe is a yes.
Yes.
So maybe also means yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and the guy should understand what she means when she says yes.
Yes.
What is she thinking when
Right.
she says yes
Yes.
to this, as opposed to, okay, she's saying no, but she means yes here.
Like,
You could communicate like a mature adult rather than being childish and expecting men to be able to read your mind to tell when yes means no and when no means yes. But being childish seems to be a common trait, so I'm not all that surprised.
Watched a white girl fight off a robber at gunpoint. He literally had a gun to her. She fought him off, got the magazine out of the gun and everything. But the crazy part about it was that there was two men watching very close by. I mean, literally very close by. They were right within the vicinity, which is weird because why would that man try to rob her with those two guys there? But he did it because he knew they wasn't gonna do shit, and they did not. It was one man sitting on the.
I don't know why this is such a hard concept to understand, but women created this situation where they dislike men so much that men finally said, "F it, we're not going to help you, we're not going to protect you, we owe you absolutely nothing, and because you're just some random stranger, I no longer have to help you." And really what gets me about the video is that there's a lot of other people in that video. Most people did a singular focus on the man sitting in the grass when that woman was getting attacked, but there were women there. So what happened to women supporting women? You know, y'all like to preach like how you're girls and you're supporting each other and oh my God, I'm always here for you. But you see a woman getting attacked and there's two women walking the other direction. Why aren't they running to her defense? Right, because you want the men that you claim are such trash to save you. And this is a perfect example of what women do all of the freaking time. They create this standard for how men should treat them, whether that's in the dating phases, in the marriage stages, in friendships, whatever it is. And they created this standard where they hate men so much, but now you want protection from said men. And now that you don't get it, the men are weak. Make it make sense. You cannot continuously drag men and blame the patriarchy and all of this around you, but then expect men to jump in and save you. Why don't you all call a freaking bear?
Sensational.
Men are not obligated to risk their life to save a stranger and expecting them to is entitlement. Additionally, when men do save women, they can get sent to prison just because the woman didn't like how they were saved. Before we continue, brother, I would like to ask you to like the video if you have enjoyed it this far, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos.
Imagine risking your life to save a stranger from being mugged, robbed, and hurt, and then being arrested for helping them, and then being publicly slandered because she wasn't happy over how you rescued her. This sounds like a made-up story, but it's not. Because that's exactly what happened to this man John wrote in New York. He saw a woman getting mugged in the subway. He decided to step in, told the mugger, "Hey, get away from her." He didn't listen the first time. Then he yelled, pulled out the gun, said, "Hey, get away from her," and fired 2 warning shots. Despite facing over 3.5 years in jail for trying to save the life of a stranger, the woman that he saved is saying that he would have been a bigger hero if he had helped without a gun. He thinks it's scary to think that people are carrying guns around New York City, despite the fact that she was being mugged and would have been hurt without one. He said that the gun was a little too extreme.
I find it interesting how they complain when men don't save them, and complain when men do save them. It doesn't matter what you do, you're still wrong. So don't even try. Just let the bears handle it from now on.
Gender equality until it's time to shovel the snow.
I was gonna do it.
Shut up.
Give it up! I don't have my... Hey, look at me! I can't see! Look at me! I can't see!
You scared?
Yes, I am scared!
You shouldn't be. You're getting pranked right now.
Son of a...
Like...
The falseness we live in as women is believing that we have high emotional intelligence. And setting the record straight, women have no emotional intelligence. The reason that as women we want to believe we have emotional intelligence is because we are emotional. Because we are emotional as women, we want to think we have high emotional intelligence. But the truth is the fact that we are highly emotional is actually the biggest indicator that we have very low emotional intelligence, because being emotional is having no control over our emotional state, which is low emotional intelligence. High emotional intelligence is the ability to be pragmatic, to see things realistically, and to make choices and respond to life not from an emotional place. It's the ability to be in control of our emotional state and operate in life from that place.
I want to point out how she used logic and reasoning to make her argument, which is why it made sense and was easy to understand. Unlike the ladies in the beginning that said, men should be able to tell what a woman actually means, even when she says something completely different, which gave me a headache from how illogical it was.
Now that's pretty good.
Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe to
The Modern King.
for exclusive content.
If you enjoyed this video, I promise you'll enjoy this next video. I will see you there.